Hey, everybody, you're going to want to listen all the way through this episode. We do have some sad news to give you, but the positive spin on that sad news is super powerful. Also, careful, your smart speaker's listening.
Don't forget, we're also going to talk about Jon Bon Jovi and how he is back and ready to rumble.
Hell yeah. Well, hey, Cal.
Hi, Sharona. How are we?
We are fine. How are we?
Magical. I'm wearing my new ball cap.
Is it new?
Well, it's funny enough. It's actually not that new. I've had it a few years, but I've never found a good opportunity to wear it yet. So
Today's the day.
Today's the day. So I decided to bust this bad boy out.
Classic Nordiques, the Quebec Nordiques, a team that is no longer.
Yeah.
They moved on to be the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah.
Yeah, very exciting, actually. That was Patrick Roy. That's French for Roy. He went on to play for the Avalanche, right? Mm-hmm. Win the Stanley Cup. He is now the coach of the Islanders, is he not?
I think you're right. Something like that.
I am right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good for him. He's a good coach. He's done all levels too. So good guy, good representative of Montreal and hockey.
Yeah. And you know what's funny with this particular ball cap? Like, if you had have brought this to me as an 8-year-old, I would have spat on it because
you had manners problems.
Yeah, probably. But because they were still obviously, it was like big cross-province rivals for us, like our Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah.
But then I was very sad when they did go to Colorado because like I was sad that we lost another Canadian team. And so ever since then, like I'm like Habs number one, there's no question, but like I still kind of want to support the memory that was the Quebec Nordiques. So. For sure.
Mm-hmm. We've had some pretty great teams in Montreal and in Quebec that had to leave, and in Canada too, but some come back, like Winnipeg came back for hockey.
Yeah.
The Expos, we're still waiting for them to come back.
Yeah. Because they became Washington, did they not?
Yeah, the Washington Nationals.
That's right.
That's right.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So here we go for a show that'll be a lot more 90s than what we were just displaying. Well, you know what? These teams existed in the 90s, so it's nice. There, I qualified it.
They moved, was it 96 they moved, Sharon? When did they go?
I wish I knew.
I think it was. I think the Nordiques left in the 90s to go to Colorado. So
I wish I knew, Kelly.
Maybe you can Google it later when I'm speaking trivia questions to you.
And so you speak trivia and I'll go, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll be Googling something else.
Exactly.
Teamwork. And the dream is working. All right. So for today, we've got some sad news to get to, but the impact of the lives that we have lost is enormous. So the fact that we'll get to talk about what these two gentlemen have done for popular music and television is incredible. So we'll get to that. We'll also talk about, great news for a great big rock star who always knew it was going to happen. But we're talking about Bon Jovi in a little bit. We're also going to add a couple of songs to our 90s playlist. Sorry, I got distracted by a shiny object there.
Was it my hat, Sharon?
It's your hat, Kelly. The shiny hat. What is it? We'll talk about that in a second, actually, because we are going to do the 1-2 punch of Kelly's trivia, which often feels like a 1-2 punch in the head. You know, if you don't get it. And I often don't. So I often feel like I have some kind of a concussion. We'll do a 90s rewind that'll take us back to yet another sweet spot. And I think the sweet spot, when I refer to that, it's an even year. I've always maintained that even age numbers are cuter. So maybe it's the same subconscious reference when I'm referring to even years. Sweet spot. It's like a name dropping experience for all the songs that we're going to hear. A handful of songs that'll take us back down memory lane. Now for our 90s playlist pick, what we do for that is we each pick a song, we add it to our collective list so that we know that you know what's going on with the 90s music, right? And it doesn't have to be just songs that mean something to us or that literally struck a chord with us. So Kelly, why don't you give us yours today?
So last week I went off-piste and gave a rock song. Now I'm back to my R&B home. And so from 1994 in
Ooh.
April,
Mhm.
Aaliyah, Back and Forth.
Ah, is this the age? That was
Yeah.
on my mixtape when I first started in radio, and I hadn't bought a car yet,
Mm-hmm.
and I was working overnights at the classic rock station in Ottawa, the capital of Canada, and I had my little Walkman and this 90-minute chrome cassette with great 90s songs on it that I made at school because
Yeah.
I was going to radio school and we had access to great stuff, but Aaliyah was on it, man, and oh my gosh, that
Yeah.
sounds so good. It sounds good in any
Mm-hmm.
arena, whether it's you're at a loud big room or headphones on your head.
Mm.
She is missed.
Yeah. She that was her debut single off her Age Ain't Nothing But a Number album.
Hmm.
And not that I want to give him a shout out, but we know who wrote and produced it.
Well, that
Uh,
just struck me that maybe the album reference was him saying, "Hey, age ain't nothing but a number. It's okay that you're 14."
yeah, I think that's what that was about.
Ew.
Yeah, the song was, from what I ascertained on the internets, it made it to number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart, but I believe it did go to number 1 on the R&B chart, and it was certified gold. So very good. And like you said, and you're gonna love this because we've talked about this before. I had the CD single. Yeah.
Ooh. Was it
Yeah.
just the one song or three different versions of that song?
I believe we had I think the instrumental was on there, and then I think there was like a B side. So
Nice.
yeah, I should try to find it because I definitely have it. There's no question. Like Kelly kept all of her CDs from the 90's. So
We know that that's true when you refer to yourself in the third person.
yeah, I find that gives it some
Kelly kept
gravitas.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, cool. My pick seems to have vanished from my screen, which is great,
Hmm.
but I'll get to it because I don't think that I've picked these two women. And I figure since we're nearing the end of Pride Month, it's okay to pick the gays, isn't it?
Pick them.
I'm going to pick them. I'm going to pick the Indigo Girls because they are unabashedly themselves.
Hmm.
I love the way they referred to themselves in the Lilith Fair documentary as being like puppies, just
Mm.
curious puppies, like, hey, we're doing this. Hey, this is us, that kind of thing. And they were so important in my life musically that again, a similar experience on with a Walkman and just listening to albums, on repeat. The sound they create on their Takamine guitars, beautiful. Their lyrics, their harmonies are impossible. Like just the ones that kind of get the hairs on the back of your neck going. I love that stuff. So I've seen them. I think they're the artist that I've seen the most live, most number
Okay.
of times live, and every single time it's excellent. So I was going to pick, man, I had like five in my head that I was going to pick that made sense to me, but I'll pick one from the Swampophilia album. They came to Montreal, toured that album, and I'm going to pick "Power of Two," which is just one of those songs that'll get you. Again, it hits all the notes, literal and figurative, with the acoustic guitars, the harmonies, the lyrics. It gets you right in the feels. So, "Power of Two" by the Indigo Girls. And really, that's scratching the surface. I think we could do a whole show on why every single Indigo Girls song is just verging on perfection, in my opinion. But that's the one I'm sticking to today. "Power of Two."
For people who don't know, are they
Yeah.
related?
No, they've just known each other since they were like 12.
Okay.
Yeah. They were at the time in the mid 80s ish, where cool things were happening in Athens, Georgia. Not that they're not happening now, but it was just that the B-52s had come from Athens, Georgia. REM came from Athens, Georgia. And the Indigo Girls came from Athens, Georgia also.
That's great. Do they still reside there? Do we know?
I think they live in Georgia. They're active. They tour still.
Okay.
Emily Salyers currently has a medical condition that is preventing her from singing at her regular capacity, and it's completely out of her control. So she's still touring and still trying and open and upfront about what's going on which is to say that they have other singers that are touring with them to help.
Okay.
These are singers that would have toured with them anyways,
Mm-hmm.
or open for them or stuff. But it's a part of their community that like I was in tears watching her just open up, and they were in tears talking about the situation. And it's relatively new news, like I think within the past month or so.
Okay.
And but you know what? When we have joked about retirement and artists retiring and why are you retiring? Nobody has to retire from a creative career.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It strikes, we have had that discussion that it strikes me at least as sort of a move, like, well, I'm retiring, so you better come and see me. Like the Rolling Stones are kind of old dudes now, and they're still going.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why you would have to retire unless you just didn't want to do it anymore. And then in that case, you just cannot do it anymore, you know? Anyways, they still want to do it. They still want to connect. And that's the power of their music. And I'm happy for them that they are.
Yeah, that's amazing. No, because like, and I've had reflections on this just even with myself. Like, I think obviously we're not on stage singing, Sharon, but I would quantify us as artists.
I think so too.
In what we do.
Yeah.
And obviously you and I have music interests as well. Like you play instruments and all that stuff. And like you've DJ'd and like all that stuff too, apart from just the radio stuff. So I know for me, I could never retire from my artistic way of being because I would die. So.
Yeah, I think I feel the same way. Like my co-host Jay and I talk about retirement, not on the air. I think if it's a topic that we're tackling, then yes, because then it might also include that we won the lottery, or
Right, yeah.
like a great case scenario where you get to not have to work anymore. But we really like our work, and truly, the only time it feels like work is when one of us is off.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the current state now. Jay is on vacation and I got to go to work.
Yeah.
But still, like this is a super fun job. What we do on 90's now is a version of what we do on the radio. It's a little more, I guess, packaged or contained, but it's still live. Like we're doing this now, and it is a great creative outlet. And I don't want to retire from it.
Yeah. I can't.
Even if you guys don't give us the 5 stars that I find so great, even if you don't, we're still going to stay. I mean, we appreciate your feedback. We say that and we mean it, but we're not going anywhere. Okay.
Season 15, here we come.
Yeah, exactly that. Okay, so that's our 90's playlist picks. Check that off the list. Great big collective that you have access to. So thank you, Zach. Magic Zach.
Magic Zach.
We could call him Zach Magique.
Yeah, we could. Oh my God, he'll love that.
Do you know there's a product that I'm sure it's available everywhere, but in Quebec and Canada, it's called it's the Magic Sac or the Sac Magique, which sounds fancy. And you can heat it up or you can freeze it and you use it on sore muscles or body parts. And so Zach is our undercover agent, and I think Zach Magique is his new name.
He's gonna be tickled pink. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, well, we did also thank you for your feedback, and we really do appreciate that. And finding us wherever it is that you do that, also check, love it. iHeartRadio app, we are there, and thank you if you found us there. Asking your smart speaker, sidebar, my smart speaker I don't want to, I feel like I've just lowered my tone. I'm in a different room than she is, but I feel like she could hear me. And I find her judgier lately.
So we have too.
Yeah.
Because like Elaine gave her directives this morning, and one was like, remind me about something in 10 minutes or whatever. And she's like, she said something to the effect, I've never heard it before. She's like thinking about it, whatever. And we're like, what? Or just do it. Like
we're the boss of you. Do it.
Yeah. So
what are you, a teenager?
Yeah. And she actually got mad at me 2 weeks ago because she said, I think I asked her about the weather and she didn't give me exactly what I wanted. And so I said to Elaine, like, because I was like, Alexa, blah, 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 whatever it was. And then she answered me back, and then I said to Elaine, I'm like, she didn't do what I wanted or whatever. And then she's like, well, you didn't give me it was some kind of like sassy like response. And I was like, wait a minute here, Sally.
Yeah. You speak when you're spoken to.
Yeah, exactly.
That's our social like full circle is happening with like this sort of, I guess, AI stuff, right? Like we're saying phrases from the 50s. You will speak when you are spoken to a robot ball in your living room. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so there must be something going, because I don't know if you know, because are you an Alexa person also?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm not whispering because she's upstairs. But but yeah, Elaine, I want to say it's like 2 months now. They switched the voice.
Yes.
They switched the voice, sassy. And yeah, now she's like sassy.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Well, the other one was a bit bland.
Yeah, but this one sounds like a judgy 21-year-old.
Well, also I'll thank her for stuff. And I feel like those characters on Saturday Night Live, Fred Armisen and Vanessa Bayer, I think it's her, where they talk their friends and like, well, and then they hunch in and say, actually, and they start sort of smack talking to the person that they're talking to. Anyways, I feel like I want this complete experience. So I'll ask her for something and then I'll say, thank you. And she'll say, no problem. Good luck with those cooking skills or whatever. I'm like, okay. Good luck. Be careful out there if I ask her something weather related. Wow. Anyways, that's today. That's the now part of 90s Now.
Yep.
Our complicated relationships with our smart speakers. Now, we've got big news on a big rock star coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll get to that after we do some trivia.
So, question number 1.
Yes.
Name the person that took the cast of Friends out on a private date, basically. I believe even via private plane from LA to Las Vegas right before the show Friends premiered, because he knew that it was going to blow up. And he basically took them to dinner and gambling, telling them that this is going to be their last time that they could possibly do this without being.
Yeah.
You know,
I know, but I don't remember.
Do you want a name now, or you want to guess?
I want to guess something big like Richard Branson, but I'm sure that's not it.
Director James Burrows.
Oh, yes. I did know that.
Yeah.
And timely, because we're going to talk about him in a few minutes too.
Mm-hmm.
May he rest in peace.
Yeah, what a loss. Anyways, we'll talk about that in a minute. And then second question, which city was the album Keep the Faith by Bon Jovi mostly recorded in?
Which city?
Yeah, which city and what year did it come out?
It was 92. That's a 2-part question for...
That's okay.
Yeah, man, oh man. 92 it came out. And...
Do you want a hint or do you need it? Do you want...
No, I would say New Jersey.
Or Canadian city.
Oh, Vancouver?
Yeah.
Little Mountain Sound?
Yeah.
Bruce Fairbairn. And
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, they would have done that with was it Bob Rock?
I think Bob Rock was busy with Aerosmith or something, because I think that's what I read, that like one of them I think the one who did the New Jersey album was that Bob Rock?
Let's check.
Couldn't work with them because he was busy doing Aerosmith, so I think that's when they went with the other guy you just mentioned.
Bruce Fairbairn.
Yeah.
Where is the search part of this document? Sorry. Yeah, that's cool. That's quite a studio. I've never been in it, but I've seen photos because The Damn Truth, who are a band from Montreal, who, if you have not heard of them, you should. They are currently touring big shows in Europe, and they're great. And Bob Rock, who has worked with Bon Jovi and Aerosmith and produced the Metallica album and others for them, and worked with Motley Crue. He produced their last 2 albums.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And yeah, Bob Rock doesn't have to do anything he doesn't want to do for any reason. Like, he's that successful, but he is a fan of The Damn Truth, so he wanted to produce those albums.
That's amazing. So did they go to LA for that, or?
Oh, it is produced by Bob Rock. Keep the Faith.
Okay.
So that's good.
So then who was working on the Aerosmith? Because I read something where like so and so they couldn't work with because who did the New Jersey album? Because it was the
Okay.
one who had done the
The
new.
band had approached Bruce Fairbairn, according to the Wikipedia write-up. It was
Okay.
him that they approached, but he was working with Aerosmith to get a
Okay,
grip.
so then he couldn't do it. Okay, that's it. Okay.
Wow. Think back to that window of time to have Keep the Faith and then Get a Grip. You could listen to those two albums over and over again and
Hmm.
probably not tire of them.
Yeah. And uh when they came out with that album, that's when they had got the haircut or the haircuts.
Yes, Bon Jovi got the haircut. He made national news, international news. Like, what's going to happen? He's cut his hair.
He looks so great.
He really does, and he's kept that cut since.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. And it's funny because being a gay girl, I don't normally fancy the boys, but I thought he was
It's part
so
of the
cute.
rules, Kelly.
Yeah, it's part of the rules. But I remember thinking like I was how old was I at that time? I would have been like 16. No, yeah, 16-ish.
Hmm.
And I just thought I was so happy that he just it gave him like a fresh like life, I think, in a way, you
Yeah.
know. So
Well, he was kind of pretty too, so it did stand to reason that you
yeah.
would have liked him
Hmm.
as a pretty boy.
Yeah, well, I think because it very much fit, and I was reading about that album, the Keep the Faith album, and how like when they went to go work on it, this was after they'd I think gone through some like band strife or whatever,
Yep.
and that when they went into record in Vancouver, they had a very like a big awareness, knowing what was going on with the grunge scene and like all that kind of stuff, and how they needed to just like be who they were, but also not try to rewrite Living on a Prayer. And he said that having that attitude worked for them.
Yeah. Like, I think the way record companies have rolled in the past is that they create that competitiveness, you know?
Mm,
And it really did come down to shelf space and how you were going to appear in stores and stuff like that. It's so drastically different now, but they still kind of do some antiquated approaches to releases and stuff that I find interesting. That there's certain things that haven't evolved or caught up.
hmm.
But it's even silly to think that there would be any competition that was uh, anything but supportive.
Hmm.
Like, I think it's not surprising now to find that bands are friends with other bands and supportive of other bands. Like, that's normal, and I think it's always been that way. I think it's always been the record company that has angled it to be,
Hmm.
well, there's a conflict between them. You might hear some of it on the album.
Yeah.
Ooh, really? I'll go buy the album.
Yeah, exactly.
Silly stuff.
Yeah.
But like, to think that Bon Jovi, they certainly have a sound. There's no doubt about that.
Hmm.
But Keep the Faith, the title track of that album, I'll Sleep When I'm Dead is on it. Bed of Roses. I mean, we've talked about that song too.
Like, that song got played so much on my radio station, like back in the day.
We've done a topic on our show about worst rock lyrics, and that's one of my go-tos because I want to be just as close as the Holy Ghost is. I want to lay you down in a bed of roses, please. How did she not throw up a little in her mouth with that one? It's so
She might
cornball.
have.
She might have.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Um,
obviously, I'm not. It's all in lighthearted fun, in jest,
yeah.
and all
Well,
that.
there's like somebody out, you can't always write bangers. You know what I mean? Even though it was a banger, but
It
like,
was a banger, but lyrically, you're
yeah.
like, did I just hear him say that?
Yeah. Well, even there's some songs that I've heard from like, well, Taylor Swift, and she's incredibly gifted at what she does. But
Yeah.
that's why sometimes it's interesting to see like, and I mean, it like, because, I think we can even equate it to what we do for a living, like on the air. There's so many people, and I'm sure you get this too, like Sharon, when people are like, oh, well, you just get on there, you just turn on the microphone, like what.
Right.
And I'm like, do you understand how much planning goes into making sure like it sounds like I'm just talking to you like that?
Yeah.
You
Exactly.
know?
Yep.
And so I'm sure obviously there's copious amounts of effort that go into making lyrics so basic in a way
Hmm.
that, because sometimes I do think I'm like, I can't believe she's a gajillionaire for that line. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
How
but
come I
most of the
didn't
time
write a
I'm in
song?
awe of her because I'm like, wow, like she totally made that work. And I do find she's very good sometimes at turning a phrase or like making things like you would never even think to put it as a
Yeah.
lyric. So sometimes she is next level, but other times I'm like, and that's the song? Like, it's so,
Okay.
yeah, so it's interesting, and it was funny too. I was just listening to an interview that Lizzo did, talking about how she got her fan base and all that kind of stuff, and she was talking about how she doesn't believe in this day and age that the grind that she went through, and that would have only been like 10, 12 years ago, that the artists today, they're still in their grind, but they're in a different grind, and she's like, they're having to post stuff to social media 5 times a day and in 5 different ways to try to get the song to take off that way. Where she's like, I had to build my fan base by literally still playing in every city and small, whatever it was. And I thought that was an interesting take from Lizzo, who is not old at all. Like she's like what, mid 30s or whatever.
Yeah,
And just to get her take on the music industry and how it's been evolving over the last X amount of years, especially with streaming. So
for sure. I like that. And there's a lot to be said for actually going city to city and region to region to see who's buying your music, and they can track that information, so they're going to satisfy,
yeah,
their fans, which is what you
yeah.
should be doing.
Yeah. And she said too, like they had a whole conversation, her and the host of this interview, how like touring for mid level artists, and she's obviously not a mid level artist anymore. She's
Mhm.
an A-lister, but she said that or it was said that so many mid level artists can't really go out on tour because they're too big for certain venues, but not big enough for other venues, and it's really hard for them to actually break even, let
Right.
alone go into the black with the touring. So
Yeah, it's a lot.
mm,
Still think that they should create a concert film for everybody
yeah.
with another stream of income.
Hmm.
For the people that can't afford to go to the shows and spend hundreds of dollars, they probably could find $50 and go to the theater
Yeah.
and then maybe go twice, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Cause she was talking just, she's like most regular people. And she's like, I'm not slagging them. She's like, because, she's like, I don't know, what their job involves or if they own a company or whatever. But she's like, when you're the artist, you're paying for everything. Like you're paying for the lighting rig, you're paying for the audio guy, you're paying for the hotels, you're paying for like, unless
Mhm.
you have major label support or whatever. And so she's like, I was grossing $1 million, but that's not what I was bringing home. She's like, I was in the red because you're paying for, like, she had this credit card and she was like paying for all these things. So like, she's like, when you see people trying to sell merch at a certain price, she's like, we're trying to eat,
Yeah,
basically,
exactly.
is what the gist was of that. So,
And even when they do have money put up from the record company, there's an element of having to pay that back.
oh yeah, 1,000,000%. Yeah.
Yeah, the record company isn't generous. And
Yeah.
no offense, it's business,
Yeah.
like it's not a gift.
Mm.
Hard truths about the rock and roll world, eh, Kelly?
That's how we do it on 90's now.
That's how we do it. So let's transition into out of Keep the Faith into Bon Jovi present day.
Hmm.
And in his words, I'm fully recovered.
Yay, John Bon Jovi.
Yeah, after watching the documentary on Bon Jovi, which was great, by the way, if you haven't seen it, totally do that. Know that it will take a lot of your life away, but meaning it's long, but worth it. Um, and watching him struggle in that documentary is challenging because you know that for all of his career as the frontman of Bon Jovi, that he has been performing to tens of thousands of fans every night, kind of thing. And then to have gone into a situation where his voice was compromised and then go into surgery and have that kind of be uncertain, to get him to this point where he can confidently say, I'm fully recovered, is pretty incredible.
Hmm.
So, what's next? I think there's a lot of things that he's learned from the process, not the least of which is to sort of be in the moment. I like that because um, as a working musician, you're always like considering all the things that we were just talking about, the finances, the tours, the everything. You're involved with everything.
Hmm.
But that he, was able, at least in the conversation that we both read, that he was able to say, the sun's out today, so that's pretty good. And that he's a grandfather and that
Yeah.
his family has grown up into, into the point where they can have children of their own is pretty cool for these otherwise, you know, regular people. Like they live where they grew up. They're accessible somewhat to the community. But for the rest of the world, they're gigantic rock stars.
I like, by the way, in the information that we read, that he was super grateful to his bandmates for waiting for him
Yeah.
and being supportive, getting him through the rehab process.
Yeah.
Rehab is in vocal rehab, like not.
Yeah. It's pretty huge. Like he couldn't tour in a way that would have, I don't know, it sounds awful to say, be worth hundreds of dollars. Because at a point, in reality, me, the ticket buyer, is like, ugh, like I want to support my favorite band, but I also want it to kind of sound like I'm used to sounding. And I mean, that's reality, right? And he's saying he's there. So kind of good.
Yeah. Go John Bon Jovi.
Go Bonjo, go. Now, your other question had to do with James Burrows, and we found out that he has passed away. His fingerprints on our television history is incredible. That goes all the way back to the Mary Tyler Moore Show, which is a cool show. Co-creating Cheers. Come on, you want to go where everybody knows your name, right? He's won 11 Emmys. Jump from that to one of the greatest shows to make us laugh every single week and push the envelope and get edgy each week too. And that was Will and Grace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But certainly one of the standouts. And that's one that you had referenced, that he had taken the cast of Friends out for dinner. Just, have fun this weekend, because after this, you're not you anymore. The you as you knew. Because everybody's going to know who you are. Everybody's going to think of you as their friend. So yeah, he, working on Friends, working on Frasier, working on Taxi. That was another pivotal show too. It's amazing that this one person has his hands on that much TV history.
And he, the original run of Will and Grace, he directed every single episode.
Amazing.
And I don't know if you saw, I'm sure you did, because I'm sure you follow a lot of the same celebrities that I do, but like to a person, there was amazing tributes over this past weekend after it was announced that he'd passed away. Like I saw, Deborah Messing, Eric McCormick, Molly Shannon had a great one, because she was talking about how when she guested on Will and Grace, like how she even gave an example. She's like, he would say something to me like, you'll get a bigger laugh if you pick up the laundry basket before you say the line or whatever. Like He was so technical and knowing where the laughs were going to come and how to nail them. And to know that all of these people, including Jennifer Aniston, she had a great message as well. So did David Schwimmer. He barely posts on socials and he made sure to post. But Jennifer, I know, mentioned too that like he called them the kids, the cast of Friends. And yeah. And just like how much she learned from him and how he was protective of all of them and just all that stuff. And just like even as recent as Two Broke Girls. I think I forget her first name, but is it Beth Bears? I think, like the one who was one of the leads. Kat Dennings is the other one, but her post was like 3 slides. Like she just couldn't stop thanking him and saying like how much he changed her life. And I don't even think he did. I mean, he definitely directed episodes for them, but I don't even, was it 10 episodes? But like, she just like, he totally changed my life. So
I think when you are in the presence of someone like that, and you have an appreciation for the milieu that you're in, that what a gift you have, or hopefully you are present enough to know what a gift you have, and having to getting to spend time with someone like him. So you would absorb all the stuff that, even if it was just 10 episodes of a show, that they would take in everything that he said and did. And, just to make sure that you kind of keep a hold of that for the rest of your career.
Yeah.
Pretty incredible. So James Burrows was 85 years old. We also got word as Kelly and I were starting to record today, that Clive Davis has also passed away. 94 years old. And this is, easily described as a recording industry mogul, right? Like you could really take the personal out of it and call him like a giant of industry, that kind of thing. But like, he was a true fan of the artist and their art.
Yeah.
And him too, fingerprints on a long list that started with Janis Joplin.
Yeah. And Bruce Springsteen and like.
Exactly. And of course,
Whitney.
Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
My goodness. Yeah.
And Alicia Keys. And like what I love too is like, you know, because some people would be like only in rock music or you know what I mean, like whatever it is.
Mhm.
But he literally has done every kind of genre of music and made people
Yeah.
stars in all facets. Like he really had an eye for talent. That's like an understatement.
Well, having worked with, I think it was Columbia, right, for a long time, and ahead of going on to make his own record label. So not only Janis Joplin, but that was like the first, and certainly Bruce, as we mentioned, but Pink Floyd,
Mm,
another one. Aerosmith,
yep.
Barry Manilow. I saw a post of his today, like the honest of like, it wasn't just work, it was family, and that he said he was happy to be a part of his family. Christina, Kelly Clarkson, Patti Smith. I love that quote that she said that Clive Davis has a weakness for the unique performer, which she certainly is. And to be able to recognize that quality in an artist and go, yep, I believe in that. And I can, as a representative from this giant record company, we believe in you and we'll stand behind you, I think is a great gift to share. Now, what I thought was also interesting was that he had humbly stated that he was always given credit for having an ear for, to be able to sign these artists. But he said that he wasn't sure that he had the ear, but that he got better at it.
Mm.
And that, seeing someone like Janis Joplin, you knew that she was going to be something special. So that it becomes a race to sign them too, like I got to get them before the other company gets them. So, I mean, his history is over 6 decades long. There's not a song that we could say, or an artist that we could say that you'd be like, no, I don't know them. Like it's just so extensive that the impact is we have a great deal of gratitude to send his way for being supportive of the people and the artists and their music that we love.
And I don't know how you found, but like when I saw the news, like obviously in a way, like not surprising, 94 years old, but it felt like a gut punch a bit to me. Cause I was like, oh, this is an end of an era thing.
Totally that.
Like, even though like, I'm sure I think he was still into the industry right up until like his early 90s. So you don't hear much from him, let's say over the last, few years, but you always still hear about the Clive Davis pre-Grammy party and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I was like, oh, like this is a whole section of my life that's like kind of gone in a way. And like, yeah, I hope he's with Whitney.
Can't you just sort of picture that, as corny as it sounds, picture her sort of waiting at the top of the steps kind of thing going, come on, we're going this way.
Yeah.
We got a show to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
How cool that, my goodness.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. And you know what? It is an end of an era because because of the fact that we know so many artists and so much of their music and how it's been such a big part of our life that it does seem over in a way, but it's not, because we always have the music. I think that's the great takeaway is that.
Yeah.
Oh, Kelly.
Yeah.
Well, what we could do to sort of lighten the mood is perhaps your 90s rewind.
Let's do it.
We're going back to the year 1999. And it's a name drop fiesta. Okay, you ready for it?
Ready.
Top of the charts around this time in 1999. If You Had My Love, Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, J.Lo.
J.Lo? Pearl Jam and Last Kiss. That song gets still regular play on Shom, which is the radio station that I work at. Another song that does not get regular play is Ricky Martin's Livin' La Vida Loca.
Great track.
Mostly because everybody would be opposed to that being on a rock station. But the song itself, as you're saying, Tina did the choreography.
Tina did the choreography, and a bunch of Janet Jackson dancers were involved in it. So
heck yeah.
Yeah.
This is how like socially on it we were, though. At number 1 is J.Lo, then Pearl Jam, then Ricky Martin. No Scrubs from TLC.
Ooh, solid.
Scrubs got to get no love from me. Backstreet Boys in the top 10 also, and I Want It That Way.
Nice.
And Sixpence None the Richer. And Kiss Me.
Very good.
Very good. There was some sad news about a member of Sixpence None the Richer, too.
Yeah, I believe the bass player passed away.
Yeah. We have had a dark cloud of a show.
I know it's a bit nuts. That's not how we set out to do this, but
No, but I think we're at a point in our life where sad news is going to find us anyways.
yeah, there's
But
that.
thankfully, Justin Carey, who was the basis for Sixpence None the Richer, has passed at the age of 50.
Yeah.
So there we are. So, Cal, that wraps up your 90s rewind, by the way. I mean,
Good
I could
job.
go on and on and on for sure,
Yeah.
but I thought just going, grabbing stuff from the top of the charts is a solid bet. Okay.
We'll end on a positive note, just quick, because I know you mentioned J.Lo, so I just wanted to give her a quick shout out. As we know, normally when she goes out to events and stuff, it's always like lots of fanfare, like if it's a movie premiere or whatever it is. And we have been talking about her fairly recently because of the Office Romance movie that was just out, and I do encourage you to watch it if you just need some fun time and downtime. But she was spotted this past Saturday, as of our recording, low key entering into the arena in Los Angeles to watch Ariana Grande's Eternal Sunshine tour. And she was in the VIP area, but there's video of her like just chilling, like just totally into the music, watching Ariana, just being like another concert goer in a way. And so I just thought that was cool because, as we know, like for her too, it has to get tiresome sometimes, like, you know, always having to be on. And so I just love knowing that she went out, wanted to support Ariana. There wasn't a lot of fanfare. It was like legit. She went to a concert on Saturday night in Los Angeles. So
that's fun.
Yeah.
And hopefully at a point, people just leave her be, right?
Yeah, I think so. But it was funny because apparently because she came in so low key, like when people did, it was like, oh my God, J.Lo, like she's out here with us, you know? So
I wonder if she got bit by the regular person vibe after doing that thing on Trackstar that we talked about last
yeah,
time.
maybe. Yeah.
She's like, I'm regular. I can just go to shows.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed, and we're going to wrap up, I know this, but ever since this whole thing with Ben Affleck and the marriage not working out and all that stuff, I really do feel that has changed her. I've noticed, and obviously we're not friends, we don't know each other, but I feel like what I see from her in interviews and stuff, she's down here now. She's not.
Yeah.
I find she's like more settled and knowing she needs to do whatever she needs to be doing to keep herself in a good place. And so maybe it was for the best, that this has happened. So
yeah, sometimes it takes a little longer to arrive at that realization, that maybe that, but good for her.
Yeah.
And it doesn't negate what was when it was good, right?
Yeah.
J.Lo. I've been there, Kel.
Yeah, exactly. You understand it.
Living it.
Yeah.
Anyways. That's it. That's it for us.
Yeah.
So thanks, everybody. I mean, we thank you at the beginning of the show for finding us and for thanking your smart speaker, because she's going to give you attitude if you don't. But we appreciate that you make us a part of your journey, whether it's personal best walk speed time, or whether it's going to work and listening to us along the way through an app or wherever it is that you find us. We appreciate it. So thank you for listening to 90s Now, still happening.